Hello everyone, this is Sadik here. In this particular session, we will learn about the pie chart and the donut chart. So first, what is a pie chart? See, when I talk about a pie chart is nothing but a chart which is used to represent the information in the form of a circle. So where each pie represents the distinct value of that particular dimension. It is mainly used in the situation where you want to know what is the contribution of each distinct value to the grand total of the dimension. So that is where we create the pie chart. Now the minimum requirement for creating a pie chart is create a pie chart where you need it is the requirement for the pie chart is we need at least one measure and at least one dimension. And please select only those dimension which has lesser number of distinct values, like say maximum not more than 6 to 7, because you'll not be able to differentiate, okay, because you're trying to check for the grand total contribution. So take only those dimensions which has a 6 to 7 or lesser than that values. Okay, so in this example, when you see, we have taken this region-wise sales. We have 4 regions, and we see how much they have been contributed. That we are trying to analyze it. The West region, how much of sales? East region, how much of sales is being done? So we are able to see this. Now, let us see how do we create this particular kind of a chart. So let us do it from the very scratch. So for this, what will I do is I will just go to the gallery here. From the insert gallery, I will select the pie chart. When I select a pie chart, you can see by default, you get a kind of a template which has a circle and it has a collection of pies. Each pie can be of different size. Now in this, so we'll take values and the legend. So values should be a measurable values, means it can be sales or profit and things. We will go with the sales. Add, and I'll just select the sales. Okay. And then the legend. The legend is like how the distribution. So you want to check. So we'll select because I said you have to use a dimension which has lesser number of distinct values. So you can use a category, you can use a region, okay, thing. So I'll just go for this and I'll just select region. So we see the region. Fine. Now you can see the whole pie chart is being created where we have this particular 4 regions and how they are being contributed. Now, when you look into this one here, we have this particular legends, okay, which is telling like, which color is representing what. Okay, so orange is for central region and so on. And we can see we have the, the labels here, which is telling the total sales and the percentage. Now, to make this particular chart more informative, let us do some kind of a formatting. Okay, so if I have to do the formatting, so what is that I prefer is, I do want this particular legend because it is eating up my plot area. Instead of legend, this particular category name and the percentage of sales, I would like to display next to this, area, or I want in the center of it. So let us see how do we do this kind of a formatting. Now, if I have to do this, so any formatting features, so we select this particular add remove visual elements. You can see format option is here. Okay, I'll just hit on this. It shows you the basic formatting. Now I say I don't want to see the legend. We can just remove the legends. Data labels, if you don't want to show, we can just remove it. Or I say, no, I want it. You can have it. Hey, I want the data labels, but I don't want like this small font. And I don't want the sales value and the percentage. Instead of sales, I want to know what category, that is what region it is, and then what is the percentage of sales. So that is, I want to customize. If I want to get more visual options, I can just hit on this more options. As soon as you hit on this more options, so we can see we get this particular format here. Okay, so first thing is what I want to format this labels. I'll just expand this and I'll just change. I want to have a labels where I want to show the category and the percentage of total. You can see it says which category and the percentage. The font is very small, so I'll change the font here. Instead of 9, let me make it as something like 12. It looks good, and I'll just make it as bold. I'll make it as a pure black, should be good. Okay, fine, it is displaying. Or I want to place it in the inside because that might give me a more plot area. So what I will do is, so where you want to place this, so we have position, inside, or prefer inside. You can say prefer inside if there is a small, any particular pie which is small. So in that case, I want it to be placed outside. Otherwise, try to prefer, give the first preference for the inside. If there is overlapping, then it'll try to put outside. So for that, I'll just say prefer inside. So that is the best good option here. Yeah, so I think this is your pie chart. So it's been ready. Fine. Cool. So next is, so what we understand from this is we have the total sales, and we can see the West region has contributed 31.5%, East has contributed 29.5%, and Central has contributed 21.8%, that is almost 22%. South has a smaller pie here, so which has contributed 17% of the sales. Okay, so this is what is your pie chart. Yeah. Next, we'll see with the donut chart. What is the donut chart? Donut chart is very similar to your pie chart. Only thing what happens in the center, you get a space. So that space, we can use it for adding another measure. Okay, let us go with the donut chart. So if I have to create a donut chart, so I'll just say its sheet name is donut. I want to create a donut chart. So I will go to the insert, visual gallery. So next to the pie, you can see we have a donut chart. So it is, I've just placed a donut chart. So you can see it is again a circular chart, which has a collection of pie, but in the center, we have a space. Okay. So what I will do here, again, I want a values, that is a measurable value. I'll take the sales. Right. And let us go with the same thing. I want to add the regions. I'll select this and I'll select the region that is in the legends. So that means the sales I want to divide based on the region wise. So let me select the region here. So we can see, okay, we have the different regions, and I will do the same formatting here. So is I don't want the legends, but I want to show the name of the region and the percentage. I'll go to the more options. So prefer inside, or we can keep it as it is. I say category and the data value, or fine, or so we can have this. Fine. Which category it is? That is your data labels. I can just increase the font, or yeah. So we can just increase the font and things. I can just make it as, say, something like around 12, should be good. Make it as bold. Okay. So I think that's good enough. I don't want to have 2-digit decimals. I can just make it as rounded decimal. Okay. Decimal value, I'll make it as 0 so that, I don't have to see this one. Fine. So I think this should be good enough for me. Or percentage of total, let us be. Okay. So this which region and how much percentage of the total. Now we have a center, we have a space. Now what I want to do is in the center space, I want to use some measurable values. Now to add a measure, okay, we don't have any kind of property to add a center space. But what we generally do here is we use something called as a card, the number cards, and we place some number. Let us do that. I'll just go to the visual. Here we have a number card. I'll just take this particular card and I'll just say in the card what I want. I want to display the total sales value. I'll just go for the add data and I want to display the sales in this. So in this, we can see the total sales is 2.3 million is the sales. And we can do the formatting slightly. We can reduce the font of this instead of 45. I think 40 should be good enough. Cool. And even the labels, what is there? I can just decrease instead of 12. I can just reduce it to 10. Fine. So I've just done small cosmetic things here. And what I will do here is I'll try to place this particular card inside in that empty space. What do we have? I'll just drag, I'll just place this. Okay. So I've just placed it. Now what I want is I want to make this and this as one object. If I have to combine this, so what is that I will do here is select this particular card and hold down the control key and select the chart. I've selected the card as well as the chart and right click, and we have this thing called as group, and just make it as group. So this becomes as one group. Okay. So now what is the advantage of this is we are able to see how the each region wise contribution is there in the form of percentage. We see that this is small pie. South has contributed only 17%, whereas the West region has contributed the highest, that is 31.58%. Okay. That is almost close to 32%. Now, when I select the West region, so what is that I want to do is, so it has to show me West region, what is the contribution and what is the sales in the West region. Okay. we can just have it, or we can have a kind of a slicer or a filter. So based on that also we can try to get the data. Okay, so or we can even or we can even add a slicer. So that is, we'll be learning about the slicers in the upcoming sessions. So we'll just take a slicer here. So it is like an interactive filter. And in this slicer, I would like to select the regions. And okay, so when you select any region, so it tells me what is that and what is the sales contribution is there. So it shows me this data. Yeah, so I'll just select the region from this into the slicer. Okay, yeah, cool. So fine. So next is, so you can see if I select the East region, so only East region has been highlighted here and tells me what is the sales in the East region. Okay, the East region and what is the sales value. South, it tells me like, what is the sales in the South region. Okay, or if I just deselect this particular thing, clear this. From this also, if I select the South here, so South has been selected and you can see what is the sales in the South region. 17% means 391K, 3,91,000. So when I say West, okay, so West is being selected here and you can see at the same time it tells me, so it is 32%, that means 7.25 lakhs. In the East region, you can see it is 29.5%, that means the total sales value is 6,78,000. Okay, this is what is your donut chart. So donut chart is very similar to your pie chart, but you get one more additional information can be added, so we can have one measurable value in the center space what we have. Okay, so this is where exactly we use a donut chart. Okay, thank you.